Yeah, we ought to be able to set, I think we should go for a record tonight.
We're live.
You going for the record tonight, Steve?
Yeah,
What is the record, like 20 minutes?
no, I don't remember 20 minutes.
But that was before it was the joint architecture and AHRB. So it's a different.
I think we have a shot at it.
The rules have changed.
It's harder now.
I think we're live.
Les Petretti talks too much.
We're live? Okay,
You
we're
ready?
good to go.
Yeah, we could.
7 o'clock.
Ready?
We're good.
Okay,
Should be recorded.
Wait, the recording has to start.
Yeah.
It is.
Oh, it started. Go ahead.
she good?
You
Yep.
can start.
All
Good.
right. Good evening and welcome to the meeting of the Planning Board and AHRB of the Village of Dobbs Ferry for August 3, 2023. We have an interesting and long agenda tonight, but we're going to try to be good about getting through. I move that we open the meeting.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. The first item on our agenda is part of the AHRB public meeting agenda. It's 123, 125 Main Street, review for proposed design and construction of rear wood deck. I was just about to say, is there anyone here to speak to this?
Good evening. I am Neil DePasquale. I'm the engineer of record and an architect. Anna is the interior designer. Now, your choice. You want us to deal with the exterior first or the interior?
The interior doesn't really concern us very
Just the
much,
exterior.
right?
Just the exterior would be
exterior.
good.
Only the exterior.
Hmm?
They only need to hear about the
Yeah.
exterior.
Didn't pick up on that.
Just the exterior.
Oh, the exterior. All right, that's me. Christina, second. Good. I think you already have the plans
Have you seen this?
in front of you.
Yes.
You'll notice there are quite a few footings in the design itself. My primary aim is for safety. We have a deck that's 10 feet over grade. I don't want the deck to collapse. So I put 6 by 6 columns and 2 by 8 joists. The footings themselves go down to the frost line. So this might seem to you to be overbuilt, but I put in a safety factor of 6 to 1. So I want to make sure after you and I are long gone, the deck is still going to be there.
That may not be that long.
I'm not-
I appreciate the sentiment.
That's right.
We have put in lighting. We've made sure the deck, all wood, is pressure treated. So it's not going to rot. And it'll be around for quite a while. On the deck itself, yeah. Anna?
Because we're expecting children to be on the floor of the deck, sitting, playing, and what have you, we wanted to do pressure-treated wood, but then to do a PET material that isn't going to be splintered. So the full deck will be in wood, but the floor and the stair treads and the handrail,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Questions?
Are you making any changes to the facade that faces Main Street?
You won't be able to see the deck.
No, I know, but I'm, as part of this project, because you show dimensions around the entry and so on, is there any exterior work at all contemplated facing Main Street?
We're just going to paint because
Uh-huh.
it's now lit.
Yeah,
So it'll be dark brown and kind of fit the existing original architecture
Uh-huh.
and the rest of the character.
okay,
Okay.
Clean it up.
seems straightforward.
Don't see any issues.
We don't need a public hearing on this, do
Public
we?
hearing?
We need a
We
public
can
hearing.
waive it if we,
No, it's not planning, it's only.
It's only architecture,
no,
right, yeah.
Okay, well then,
I think we're good.
Yes.
I move that we approve the application as presented. Or second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good, thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Is there
Yeah.
Good night.
Nice.
is there a resolution?
There is a resolution.
Just to
There-
know, we have a resolution that we'll submit for the file.
Okay,
Okay,
okay.
all right.
So we're good.
that was easy.
You're good.
Terrific. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Nice work.
The next item on our agenda is 11 Fairlawn Avenue, continuation of public hearing for proposed new single-family home and associated site and landscaping improvements.
That's going to be adjourned.
And
till,
that's being adjourned.
September meeting.
Okay, I see that, thank you.
We just ask that you vote on
Yeah.
adjournment.
Okay.
Oh, so I
Motion.
make a motion that we adjourn until September.
All right, second. All in favor? Aye. All right,
And that's September 7th.
Number 7.
okay.
Okay.
Next item is 0 Lafergie Avenue.
That one will also be adjourned.
Yes.
So
We just got a motion, yeah.
Same
Motion
thing,
that we adjourn
same thing?
Yes.
0
Okay.
Lafergie until
Okay.
September 7th.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Good. Hey, we're moving.
They're not present.
It's adjourned till September 7th.
Yeah, there you adjourned. Sorry about that. Oh, thank you, sir. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Next item on our agenda, 6 Moulton Avenue, public hearing for proposed regrading of rear yard.
They also have asked to be adjourned till September 7th.
Okay.
Really?
That's the last one, I promise.
Yes.
Okay,
Wow.
all right.
Can I make a motion that we
I move-
adjourn?
Wait,
All
can I
three.
just want to ask a question.
Yeah.
Was today the first hearing?
Today, no, that's was the first one for
All right,
now.
what I'm going to suggest is that we open the public hearing and then adjourn it till September 7th so that they don't have to renotice it.
Oh, okay,
Oh,
yeah.
okay,
All right.
smart.
So the first vote would be to open the public hearing.
All right, I move that we open a public hearing.
Second?
All in
Aye.
favor?
Aye.
Okay. And then second one is
To
adjourn.
adjourn it.
All right, I move that we adjourn the public hearing until our next meeting. Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good. Well,
Great, thank you.
Wow.
we're learning new things.
Thank you, Dan.
Shady Lane.
All right, I think we're down to number 4 Shady Lane. Public hearing for proposed addition on north side of house over existing garage.
Is she online?
Liz.
Liz Vanderzant?
No?
Yeah.
So should we go
You
on?
want to call that again after?
Yes.
Yeah, we
At the end and
can,
then-
we can move along. I mean, they're probably surprised we're ready. Number 5 on our agenda, 25 Osceola Avenue, public hearing for proposed site plan approval for retaining walls.
Come on up.
You don't need it.
I want to see you.
Good evening, Paul Petretti with the applicant, Michael, okay, Savali. So I think we've gone through this plenty of times. If you want me to go through it again, I will, okay?
Because they're the same as.
All I can tell you is when it's done, it's going to be a gorgeous job.
So
Okay.
We got the ZBA variances that we needed, and we just had to come back here. Nothing has changed since we were last before you. You might remember, we got your recommendation. We went to the ZBA to get the variance for the size of the wall. ZBA gave us those variances, and we had to come back here with the variances in hand to get the final ones.
Okay.
Nothing has changed.
Okay,
Thank you.
okay. Well, this is a public hearing. I'd like to open public hearing. Move, we open the public hearing.
Second?
In favor?
Aye.
At least two of us.
Yeah, did you open the public hearing? Did you approve that?
I object to that. No, I approve it.
Everybody said yes.
Let the record show.
Is there anybody online? Nobody, okay.
So that's,
Okay.
closed public.
I second. Are you moving that?
I move that we close the public hearing.
I second.
Okay,
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
so what's next?
Shady Lane or 150.
No, wait a
Well,
minute.
wait, we have a couple
We have
of
to finish Osceola.
resolutions.
Yeah, we
No,
do
no,
have
no,
two
you
resolutions.
can't leave yet.
We have two resolutions for 25 Osceola.
Good.
We're waiting.
So first off, you have your AHRB resolution. That's just going to say that the applicant was seeking AHRB approval to level the side yard and rear yards of a single-family lot and construct tiered retaining walls to provide an area for family use. Now therefore be it resolved that the AHRB of the Village of Dobbs Ferry determines the following plans as approved. So that's going to be the civil engineering plans dated December 22nd, 2022, last revised May 10th, 2023. The landscaping plans dated January 20th, 2023, last revised May 16th, 2023. So that's your AHRB.
You could vote on that one now.
Is that a motion?
Not from me.
Okay. I move what she just said.
Approve it. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good. Thank you.
You also have a planning board resolution. Same thing, the applicant is seeking site plan approval to level the side and rear yards of a single-family lot and construct tiered retaining walls to provide an area for family use. This is in the case that the applicant received a variance of 2.33 feet for the maximum height of a wall as permitted in Chapter 300 Zoning and Land Use from the Zoning Board of Appeals at its July 12th, 2023 meeting. The Planning Board conducted a duly noticed public hearing on August 3rd, which was also concluded on August 3rd. Now therefore be it resolved that the Planning Board of the Village of Dobbs Ferry sees the following plans as approved. So that's going to be your civil engineering plans dated December 22nd, 2022, last revised May 10th, 2023, and your landscaping plans dated January 20th, 2023, last revised May 16th, 2023. The planning board's approval is conditioned upon applicant receiving all approvals required by other governmental approving agencies without material deviation from the approved plans. Evidence of compliance with conditions and any other approvals may be submitted to the village building department. The applicant must address to the full satisfaction of the village engineer all outstanding stormwater maintenance agreement, and engineering issues raised in the hearings and documents submitted to the board. The village engineer must sign off on the final engineering plans. The applicant shall pay all outstanding consultant review and legal fees in connection with the planning board and the review of this application. And then they also have one other condition, that the proposed vegetative screening on site shall be maintained, and if the screening is damaged or dies, the applicant needs to replace the vegetative screening with a similar species. All landscaping shall be installed in a healthy and vigorous state, and shall be inspected at the beginning and end of the growing season within the first, second, and third year of installation. Individual species that do not survive beyond the first, second, and third year shall be replaced at the beginning of the next growing season with another native species suitable for the site conditions. Now it's your guys' turn.
Is that a so moved?
You
Yeah.
go first. You first.
What?
You make the motion.
Yeah, you make.
I
a mo-
move.
There you go.
Is there a second?
Yes, here.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Wait, this,
The last item on our agenda is pre-submission conference for planning board AHRB. Well,
four
one-
shady is, four
She just
shady's
showed
here
up.
if we want.
I'm sorry.
4 Shady Lane. We're gonna
That's
do-
the
Four
one we
Shady
skipped.
Lane,
go
yeah,
back.
right.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'm sorry, this is a submission to the planning board or the AHRB, or both? We're doing them
Combined.
in order,
It's
combined?
This is combined.
Yes.
This is 4 Shady Lane.
Say again.
4 Shady Lane.
Yes. It's a separation of right.
Right. Moving slowly. Okay. Hi, I'm Liz Vanderzant, and I'm with Mitchell Koch Architects, and we're the architects for the 4 Shady Lane addition. So the property is at the corner of Shady and Ashford.
Shady. Yeah, that's right.
So this is the existing home. Sorry, I'm going to try to get a better view of it. Okay. So this is the existing house. It's a Dutch colonial, and it has 3 sort of smallish bedrooms. So that's the impetus for the project, is to add a primary suite onto the house. So this is the house, and the neighboring properties. Get some more context. This is the house just to the north at 4 Brookside Lane, which isn't so visible from the street this season. This is the house across the street at 11 Shady, and also the property, which is an unbuilt property across the street. So you can see here the existing floor plans. Basically, the scope is that we're going to extend north out over an existing garage, so remove an existing deck that's there, reframe that, and then go up, have an open deck below, and the new bedroom suite above. You can see here the existing elevations, and as far as the sky exposure plane, we do have a condition that we are following on the east side of the house, which there's a small piece of the roof and the wall, so like the eave essentially at the back of the house is already just slightly beyond the sky exposure plane line. And so for the extension to the north, we're following that same line. And on the other side, looking the other way, the upper diagram, the end of the house is going to conform to that line. These are the proposed elevations from the front of the house. Here on the west side, you can see that the extension with the open porch. Same thing on the back. So on the front of the house, we're going to break back the front facade so that the new is a separate, kind of a separate mass from the old. At least it has that line setting back a little farther at the back of the house. We're just continuing the plane entirely. So it's not delineated on the back. And basically, we're going to be using all the same materials. We're going to be either replacing all of the second floor aluminum in its entirety so that we don't have a seam between the materials, or as an add alternate in the project, we have replacing all of the siding with a hardy plank siding. And both of those would be with the same kind of wood grain texture that the existing siding has. We're matching the types of the windows, and the sizes of any of the new double hung windows are going to be the same size as the existing. And then we have about 5 casement windows, which will be different sizes. And we're replacing the bay window that is on the south end of the house. That's the only work that we're doing to that elevation, to that side of the house. But we'll be replacing that. And all of the finishes and materials will match. The roofing will match. We're putting a new wood railing around the deck and replacing the railing at the existing stairs to the backyard, because the one that's there now is non-conforming. So that'll be a stained wood. And this, as it's drawn here, is representative of this style.
We have a notation from Anthony Oliveri.
Oh, yeah, he's okay.
Who was saying that they had submitted a memo which has not been addressed. I don't know if you're aware.
No, that's 6 Moulton, I believe.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This is
Yeah.
4 Shady. He was all right with this one.
I'm sorry.
This one, they weren't adding any impervious
okay.
surface. They were
Right.
going over
All right.
the existing.
Sorry.
So there is a very small amount of additional impervious, but it was under 100 square feet, so we just addressed this verbally at the last meeting.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
So I'm sorry. It's maddening because we make rules and then we say you have to follow them. But then the sky exposure plane is a guideline. It's not a zoning thing. And while I appreciate, I'm just curious if what I was going to say is, I appreciate you trying to stick to the letter of the thing. I think it's personally silly in this case that sky exposure plane is I don't want to speak for the rest of the board, but it was really meant to manage like the mega mansion situation on large lots where people were just getting bigger and bigger houses. It's not really, in my opinion, personal opinion, particularly applicable here. And I don't think it does anything good for the elevation to clip off this piece. Now, if Mitch likes it and the client likes it and you think it adds to the house, then by all means. But I think, to me, it's goofy to use the sky exposure plane and then clip off this one piece.
Yeah.
I don't know how the rest of the board feels. I think it's not a zoning issue, so we don't have to get a variance for it. It's
Right.
strictly our shared opinion.
Right.
But to me, doesn't make sense.
Okay.
But
No, I appreciate that. I'll wait to hear what everyone else says.
Well, yes, it's the land drops down there in the back.
It does, yeah.
And what's side yard, or the backyard setback? It's okay, all right?
So for this application, we were considering Ashford Avenue to be the front yard.
Okay.
So the backyard technically is the north side, which is where we got the variance.
I mean, that's the thing that really impacts the neighbors, right? Whether or not this little bird's mouth that's out, and there have been lots of other situations where well, not there have been lots. There have been other situations where people had these minor encroachments on the sky exposure plane, and depending on the circumstances, and I think the AHRB, when they were a separate board, they also took a kind of soft approach to it. So that's my opinion, but so,
I mean,
tend to
from our
agree
perspective.
unless it, it works with your design. Flip it off.
I don't think it enhances the design. I would agree with your
and
opinion.
more expensive, a
And
little bit more
it's a
expensive.
little more
frame.
expensive. And so, I mean, we'd be happy to leave that gable, as a complete form. Yeah, we were just trying to be mindful. of
Yeah,
the
like I
guidelines.
said, it's
Yeah,
crazy, because I
yeah.
appreciate,
Yeah.
usually we're arguing with people who don't follow the rules.
And in this case, I mean, it's not like, this is an approach that's, you don't see on other roofs. It's just, it's not ideal. Yeah.
Where would your leaders and gutters go? Or what's the,
So along the front and back. I think I had drawn them in. Yeah, so we have, continuing along the west and east side, so what those look like. Are you asking specifically about the little clipped off end?
I'm just curious, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I hadn't addressed that specifically on that side, but we are showing the gutters on the long sides of the house.
Right, okay.
And actually, you're violating the sky exposure plane on another place I see,
What?
by a tiny little bit. The
Oh.
angle of that other roof. I mean, again, I don't think it's worth
So,
doing.
you mean on the
I'm looking at
diagram?
along the north facade elevation on the sheet, and it looks like the sky exposure plane would clip
Right.
off.
So the lower diagram,
Yeah,
yeah, that's what I was addressing before, that at the back of the house, that's an existing condition, and we are
Yeah.
following that.
okay.
Truly, the floor plan of this existing house is so compact, and, we're just trying to get also as much ceiling, right? There's like almost
totally-
impossible to get a good ceiling height at the back of the
No, I
house.
totally agree.
Yeah.
There's a lot of houses in that zone that don't comply.
None of them.
Where,
And my
right.
guess is
That's one,
every other house does not comply.
that's the smaller of the zones,
Yeah,
so,
and in
yeah.
small zones, the sky expo, I mean, again, I really appreciate what Mitch is doing and what you're doing and trying to take it seriously, but I think in this context, I think it means very
I'm
much.
happy to hear if that's something we can.
We don't have a public hearing to do it.
You have to open it.
Yeah.
We open public hearing.
Yeah, we opened the public hearing.
Yeah.
I move we open the public hearing.
Okay.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody have to?
No, no.
Yeah.
To the wind, like newspaper, like a post-apocalyptic, like the city streets.
Cut to the scene of, the glowing newspapers.
Up there
Or
or
test,
something.
motion to close the public hearing?
Second?
All in favor?
Somebody was online.
Oh, wait.
Oh, no.
No, don't worry about it. I just want to, this is Patty.
That the owner is
Please don't let
watching,
it be
but
this, please don't let it be this sky exposure.
Yeah, what I,
Somebody who objects, a neighbor who objects to not conforming.
right.
Patty, we can't hear anything.
do you want to say something?
Yeah, I wanted to say something, but if you can't hear me, you can't hear me?
Would be the volume on the TV.
Can we close it?
Or an act of God.
He just,
One of them.
I don't know, if you can't hear me,
I can hear
don't worry about
something
it.
faintly.
Looks like it's up.
Patty,
Can you hear me?
I know. What's he got to do with this?
I just wanted to,
He's in the public.
I am in the public, I'm allowed to talk.
Member of the public.
Yes, I just wanted to say that I really appreciate, not only
I expect
Mitch,
we're about, I expect suspect we're about to get an editorial, an op-ed piece on the sky exposure plane. But
Oh, well.
Patty?
Can you hear me?
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, he hears us. We can't, he can't.
no, I just heard,
I heard something faint.
Oh, look.
If you can hear me, I just wanted to say that I
Tina's trying to talk
appreciate,
Also,
Oh,
Good boy.
we might be having a.
yeah, what's happening with our technology?
I love you.
can you hear me or not?
I can hear very faintly. It's like,
Okay, I'll try and shout if you can hear me any better.
we can't really hear.
Just saying that I think while Mitch was trying to do something good,
If you're talking, we can't hear
we
you.
can't really hear you.
okay,
No, I'm having my dinner.
I could call my
that Thor?
phone and we could have him talk to the speaker of the phone.
Thor?
Peter's talking too, we can't hear him.
Peter, we can't hear you either.
Yeah.
Why people should come to meetings.
Yeah, there you go.
Is there a way to change?
Or Patty could call a phone and we could, I'm sure we'd be able to hear it. Or Peter as well.
I wonder why it's not working.
Oh, look.
Can we give them a phone number? Is there any issue with legally or anything? I mean, they wanted to talk through one of our phones, assuming it works.
That's okay.
What's wrong?
Anybody can call in.
You're a good boy. You're a good boy. I love you, Lopes.
Why don't you tell him
Your
to come
mommy
down?
will be back in a couple of days with a little baby. Yeah. You may or may not like that baby.
See what Patty is.
I think you will.
You just sent
Patty
me.
just sent a message. Just wanted to say that I agree with the board's decision to waive the sky exposure thing.
Okay.
That's the
Thank
way to
you.
communicate.
Got it.
And Peter?
Thank you, Patty.
And what's Peter saying?
Lopes.
Yeah, they connect to me. You keep losing connection?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
It's probably a problem.
He keeps losing
I have a
connection.
question. If you waive that, then would I have to come back again if we need to show that roof in its full form? Or
No, we could just make it a condition of the,
Right.
of the resolution,
No,
Right.
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
no
that
coming
right?
back. I mean, either people come
Right.
down and talk.
You
or
okay
they
with it?
don't.
Yeah?
No, it would be approved for condition
Yeah.
on that being
She's saying if
straight.
the roof, if she changes the design.
Right.
That they put
where
the
the
roof
roof
straight,
right.
yeah.
is full
Yeah.
rather
Okay.
than cut.
That's a fairly minor
It's very minor and
minor change.
put it in the
minor
resolution.
change.
Okay.
Did he ask you, Rob? Nothing?
I sent Peter saying he can call myself, but not so far.
He's gonna after the meeting ends.
He knows where I live.
I'm gonna try joining the webinar. Which meeting? Next.
I guess we,
This technology glitch is blowing Stephen Hunter's shot at the
Good
record.
boy. You're such a good
should we
boy.
close the public hearing?
Oh, Lopes.
Close it, right?
The next move would be to close the public hearing and have resolutions.
You don't have a resolution for this.
Well, we have,
He's
we're
my
gonna,
friend.
Oh, we're gonna,
Sam's
A
gonna
verbal resolution.
read it.
Yeah, we have a resolution.
okay.
Yeah.
So
Reduce the
type
right.
one up? We have one written up?
Huh?
We have it written up?
You have an AHRB one written up,
Okay.
and then the planning board one obviously has to be edited to have the condition involving the sky exposure. Oh, I can run through them, just like. we
It'll be
just did.
submitted, though.
And
Yeah,
and
it'll
the
be
actual
submitted.
written will be submitted to Dan, and he'll
Yep.
conform it.
Yep.
Based on Sam's advice.
Okay.
So you guys have to close the hearing before.
So what do we need?
You got a motion and a second to close the public hearing.
Okay. I move that we close the public hearing.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good.
Okay. So we have the AHRB, ooh, echoey,
Yeah, no, I see, I'm decided to the meeting to see if we could actually
gotcha.
could hear somebody talking.
Okay, so we have an AHRB resolution. It's gonna be for the applicant is seeking AHRB approval for an addition to the north side of an existing, single-family dwelling over an existing garage. Now therefore be it resolved, the approved plans, if you submit new plans that show that, those would be the approved plans.
And that's it for the
Yeah, that's all for the
AHRB.
There were also submittals for lumens specifications, 2 sheets, and window and door specifications, so.
Want me to-
No.
No.
No, just for the record, so that you guys know, those are also. That's all for the AHRB.
But we have to vote.
Yes.
Make a motion. I'll second it.
I move that we support this project for the AHRB review.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Thank you.
And then we will have a planning board resolution that will say that the applicant is seeking site plan approval for an addition to the north side of the existing single-family dwelling over an existing garage. It'll also note that the applicant received an area variance of 7 feet 4 inches of the rear yard setback, as permitted by Chapter 300 Zoning and Land Use from the Zoning Board of Appeals at their May 10th, 2023 meeting. Whereas the planning board conducted a duly noticed public hearing on August 3rd, and it was concluded on August 3rd. And then now therefore be it resolved that the planning board of the Village of Dobbs Ferry determines that based upon the findings and reasoning set forth below, the application of site plan approval is granted, subject to the following conditions. So that will involve the same approved plans with the edits as mentioned, and then the planning board's approval is conditioned upon the applicant receiving all approvals required by other governmental approving agencies without material deviation from the approved plans. Evidence of compliance with conditions and any such approvals must be submitted to the village building department. The applicant must address to the full satisfaction of the village engineer all outstanding stormwater maintenance agreement, and engineering issues raised in the hearings. And documents submitted to the board. The village engineer must sign off on the final engineering plans. The applicant shall pay all outstanding consultant review and legal fees in connection with the planning board and review of this application. And then, right in there, we'll add the condition involving,
The revised massing
yes.
to.
Yep.
Allowance for not having to comply with the sky exposure plan on.
I got that on my notes here also.
Yep, we will make sure to include that. So that's all for your
Rob,
planning board resolution. Now it's your guys.
We have one more.
You have to vote.
you have one more.
So move.
Wait, seconded.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Good.
What's that?
Thank you.
Thank you. The last item on our agenda is a pre-submission conference for 152 Broadway, Washington headquarters, pre-submission conference for proposed replacement of brick wall running along property line.
Sorry, Luke.
Mr. Chairman, we were going to ask that this be waived. They're going to put the wall back the same way, and we're just going to have Anthony review for the drainage.
That's a,
And structural, I assume,
That's a-
right?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
that's a great idea.
What?
It was just sort of a brick face, or?
It's going to be the same brick face.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Good. Excellent.
But they'll do it better this time.
Yes.
Excellent.
Okay, so we're waiving it. We have to make a motion to waive it?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. I move that we waive it,
Site plan.
whatever it is, yeah.
Second to waive.
All in favor?
Aye.
All in favor, waive.
So I should try, let me try to,
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Have a
Thank
good
you.
night.
now, can you hear me through the thing? Just, I guess, hello?
Says he's talking.
You can't hear me in the system though, right? Hello?
Yeah, but since you're in space, you're not gonna.
But you didn't hear it, so I'm gonna close the speaker for you.
Gonna vote to close.
Work that out next time. All right, so that's it.
I move we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?